All right, welcome back. So we are going to start talking this week about different things changing. Sometimes things change. And this week specifically, we're going to talk about going new places. Do you ever go new places that you've never been before? It's exciting, isn't it? Yeah.
I went on vacation.
Yeah, so if you go on a vacation, maybe you go someplace new, or Lincoln,
Hotel.
maybe you go to a hotel. Yeah, Gabe.
I'm going to a hotel. A road trip.
A road trip. Yep. Sophia.
Maybe. I'm trying to get
Yeah. So there are lots of different new places we can go, and we can talk more about it in a little bit, but I want to keep moving here. One of the new places you're going to be going after the summertime is kindergarten. That's going to be a new place, right? Just like 4K was new before, you're going to have a new school called kindergarten, but not till after the summertime, right? Really quickly, yes.
Fall is my birthday.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, that's what we're going to talk about this week. And we're going to start by reading this book.
That's the tiniest book.
It's a pretty small book. You're right. So I hope your eyes are really super focused up here so you can see. And the title of this book is In Our Country. In Our Country. It's by Susan Canizares and Daniel Moreton.
I go to those places.
There might be some places in here that you've been, or maybe there's some new places. Let's check it
I
out.
go to the woods.
This
before.
is a map of our country. Looks like these kids are, they're painting the map of our country. What's our country called? Anybody know?
The forest.
That's our town that we live in. Yep. Or that we go to school in. Not all of us live in DeForest, but we go to school in DeForest. And that's our town. What is our country, Tate?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is our state. So we have our town, and then we have our state, which is this yellow thing right here on the map, and this whole thing is our country. So our state is Wisconsin, where we live, right there. This is our country, which, does anybody know what our country is called? Gabe? Earth is the whole planet that we live on. So there are lots of different countries on the planet Earth. And the country that we live in is just one of the countries, right? But there's a lot of different countries on the Earth. Sophia. Wisconsin is our state. So our country is called the United States of America, or USA, right? Or you might call it America. That's our, yes, that's the country that we live in. This whole thing that these kids are painting is a map of our country, which is the United States. Okay, here we go. In some parts of our country, there are forests, right? We have forests around here in Wisconsin. In others, there are deserts.
I like deserts.
Do you think in Wisconsin we have any deserts?
No.
Nope, our climate is not a desert
That's in
climate.
Hawaii.
I don't think there's deserts in Hawaii either. There's deserts kind of out in the other parts of our country.
Like
In some parts, there are beaches.
that is far away from us.
So we have some beaches here, but they're lakes, right? We have lakes that have beaches, but some beaches are the ocean, which we don't have in Wisconsin. In others, there are marshes, so kind of a wetland area.
Like a lake. What about?
Like a swamp.
What about a goat?
I don't know.
A goat farm is pretty cool.
In some parts, there are rivers. Do we have rivers in Wisconsin?
No.
Yes, we do. In others, there are lakes. Do we have lakes in Wisconsin?
No.
We do. Yep.
Just don't see them, right?
Sometimes we see them. There's even lakes right in Madison, which is close by to here.
I like Madison.
Yeah. In some parts, there are canyons. This big thing here, it kind of is a big, yep, that's a big canyon. In others, there are prairies.
I like.
Yeah. Big open kind of grassy areas.
They're like me. What's this?
In some parts, there are snow-covered mountains.
That's
Did you know that in our country, the United States, there are some really big mountains like this, but not here in Wisconsin? Ooh, friends, let's use our listening ears and not our voices right now, okay? Let's take care of our whole country. Very important that we take care of our country and our earth, right? Not right now, please. All right, I love those beautiful pictures. Didn't you like those pictures? Yes, those are some good pictures of some new places. All right, now, new letter. Why do you think it's X? Because you know that last week we did W, and when you think about the alphabet, after W is, you guys are so smart. You're right. It's X. So let's practice making an X up here on the board. Now, an X starts the same way as the W did, with a long slanted line. So first I'm going to do that, my one long slanted line first. Boop, there it is. Now I picked up my marker, because with letter X, you have to pick up your marker and move it to a new place. Going to a new place. So with the W, we didn't pick up our marker, but with X, we start the same way, but then we have to pick up our marker and move it up over here to the other side and go another long slanted line across. So it's two long slanted lines, but they cross each other. So we go one long slanted line here, and then we pick up our marker and we go up over here and we go down that way.
Look at this.
Yeah, and guess what? The lowercase x,
It's the same but smaller.
the same but smaller. So short slanted line. And then we pick up our marker and we go up to this new place up here and we do another short slanted line.
Ooh.
X, lowercase x. Now, some things that you should know about letter X.
Like a shooting star.
Some things you should know about letter X. Is everybody listening? Because this is important. X it's not really at the start of very many words. It's a letter that's more often at the end of words.
X-ray.
So you could say X-ray, sure. X-ray starts with X. Some people say xylophone. Xylophone does start with X, but in the word xylophone, the X makes a different sound than it normally does. So I don't even really like to talk about the word xylophone because that's not the right sound for X. Do you want to know what the right sound for X is?
Yeah.
Are you ready? That's the sound of X. Isn't that a funny sound?
Yes.
So like I told you, it's not usually at the beginning of words, it's usually at the end of words. So this week, when we are talking about letter X, we're going to be focused on the ending sound.
Mathematics.
like your brother Maddox. Good example. Ari's brother's name is Maddox. You hear that at the end? Yeah. So like also like the word box and fox and six.
And socks.
So if you say, yep, you could say socks. That sound is at the end. It's actually not an X. If you're talking about like socks that you put on your feet, it's not an X, but it's the same as sound, right? Yeah. So I want you to remember that this week, we're gonna be listening at the end of words. We usually talk about beginning sounds, but you guys are getting pretty good at that anyways. So now let's focus on the ending sound of words. All right? All right.
Like North Sea.